Welcome to the Generational Wealth Podcast. Johnny Depp is in $100 million defamation lawsuit. And I always ask myself, why is it that all of these A-list actors are going through bitter divorces? And do men need more than money? In today's episode, we're going to talk about all of the things that goes into creating generational wealth outside of making money so that you know what matters the most for your life. All I need you to do is smash that like button. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tapping in with me. As y'all know, it's your boy Uzziah, your success strategist. Today, we are in for one hell of a show. I've been seeing so many guys go through so many different divorces, and I'm just asking, what is going on here? What is happening in these streets? Every time you turn around, another big time celebrity is in some divorce trial. Now, Johnny Depp, he's already been divorced to Amber Heard, but now they're going back into court to deal with defamation. We're going to talk about all of that and more in just a second. But first, I want to give a shout out to all of you guys who checked out my free masterclass on the 3 keys to financial freedom. If you haven't yet done so, you're missing out. The 3 keys to financial freedom is my best free gift on how to replace your 9-to-5 income. In that webinar, I show you guys how I paid off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from college, and then retired from corporate America to work for myself. For those of y'all that don't know, I'm a real estate investor, best-selling author, and entrepreneur, and I own over $1 million worth of real estate investment property. And what I've done in this masterclass is I've put down my exact formula on how I did these things so that you can create generational wealth. I'm giving you guys my playbook on how to stop trading time for money in this event. So make sure that y'all please check that out. If you want to know how to make money outside of a fixed salary, you really need to check this out, guys, because the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. If all you have is 1 or 2, you're playing catch up. So click the link below if you want to learn more about ways that you can create generational wealth. Now, Ariel started us off on the right foot. Ariel said, man, I can't believe they are live streaming this whole trial. It's crazy, man. Like, I saw a little bit of the trial from today, and I'm just blown away by the type of information that's going out publicly about this man's name. I think a lot of times when people think about successful people, you only think about the money and the homes, but you never think about how much drama you have to go through for the world to see. This is without a doubt one of the wildest court cases about a major celebrity that's being seen all around the world. And we're going to talk about that, guys. Okay. Now, some of you guys might be Johnny Depp fans. Some of you guys may not know who Johnny Depp is. I don't know how that's possible, but we're going to go through all of that in tonight's show. Now, since we're on the Generational Wealth podcast, of course, y'all know we got to talk a little bit about making money. And what I'm doing right here is I'm giving you guys an offer. For all of you guys that are entrepreneurs who want to promote your content, to help you guys set up a new income stream, I will allow you to promote your latest ventures on my platform for free. That's right. I'm so passionate about you guys finally starting to live on your own terms that if you've decided to set up new streams of income, I want you to promote that on my channel so I can help you get customers and that your business can reach out to a wider audience. All you got to do is leave me a comment. Let me know your name, what your business is about, and how I can work with you. And I would love to give you some free promo on this channel. All right. So just do what you got to do, guys, and let's work together. Now, as always, shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to my brother Yasha Allah. I don't know if he's going to be in the house. I would love if he is, because I think this is a topic just for him. Y'all know y'all be loving Yasha Allah's commentary, and I think that he would really be the man of the hour. Also, I want to give a big shout out to my brother Akaman from Louisiana. Big time sponsor. Make sure that whenever you see these guys on the podcast, you show them a lot of love. Shout out to Lyra Texan. Shout out to LA for Life. Shout out to everybody that's getting new to this channel. So if this is your first time watching, make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can receive an alert whenever I do another show. And as always, as y'all know, whoever makes the best donation for tonight's podcast will be the official sponsor of the event. A sponsor is someone that donates to this channel to help keep this show on air. Now, enough talking. Let's get into it. I'm going to start off by giving you guys a little background on Johnny Depp. I feel like that's really important for y'all to know as we have this conversation. Now, Johnny Depp, legally known as John Christopher Depp II, was born June 9th, 1963. He's an American actor, producer, and musician. He is the recipient of multiple accolades, including a Golden Globe Award and a Screen Actors Guild Award, in addition to nominations for 3 Academy Awards and 2 British Academy Film Awards. Depp made his debut in the horror film A Nightmare on Elm Street before rising to prominence as a teen idol on the television series 21 Jump Street. Now, guys, for those of you guys that are wondering, what does Johnny Depp have to do with the Generational Wealth podcast? We always talk about how the decisions that high-profile people make adds or takes away from their success. And when you see things happen with successful people, you should always take notes, because there's going to be clues about what you should do to create generational wealth. Johnny Depp is up against $100 million defamation lawsuit from his ex-wife. And I want us to look at this because I want us to take away lessons from this incident to see what are some of the things that Johnny Depp does well, and what are some of the things that Johnny Depp himself wishes that he could avoid in order to be more successful. If we could pull away some of those gems, we can add it to our personal lives, and it can help us in our business and when it comes to helping to build our wealth. Okay, so make sure that y'all tap in. It says Depp made his debut in the horror film Nightmare on Elm Street. Then it talks about how he was in the television series 21 Jump Street. In the 1990s, Depp acted mostly in independent films, often playing eccentric characters. These included What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Benny June, Dead Man, Donnie Brasco, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have watched these movies, but I know Donnie Brasco was a classic. And obviously, I'm sure that a lot of y'all have seen or heard of Nightmare on Elm Street. Depp also began collaborating with director Tim Burton, starring in Edward Scissorhands. Now, that really put him on. That gave him a real wide look with a lot of people, especially a lot of kids. Edward Scissorhands, Ed Wood, and Sleepy Hollow. In the 2000s, Depp became one of the most commercially successful film stars by playing Captain Jack Sparrow in the Walt Disney swashbuckler film series, Pirates of the Caribbean. He received critical praise for Finding Neverland and continued his commercially successful collaboration with Tim Burton with the films Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now, I got to keep it a buck. I'm a fan of the original Willy Wonka, but Johnny Depp was good in this film. Corpse Bride came out in 2005. Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, Alice in Wonderland. In 2012, Depp was one of the world's biggest film stars. Okay? So we're not just talking about anybody in this podcast. We're talking about a man that was known as one of the biggest film stars in the world. This is one of the biggest names in Hollywood. But you see all of these guys that make all of this money finding themselves in trouble. And more often than not, it's trouble in their marriage. You see this with Will Smith. You see this with Jeff Bezos. You see this with Robert De Niro. You're seeing it with Johnny Depp. So we got to ask ourselves, do men need more than money? It seems like money is not enough to make a spouse satisfied in marriage. It seems like there needs to be more that for whatever reason, their spouses feel like they're not getting. In 2012, Depp was one of the world's biggest film stars and was listed by the Guinness World Records as the world's highest paid actor with earnings of $75 million. During the 2010s, Depp began producing films through his company, Infinitum Nihil, and formed the rock supergroup Hollywood Vampires with Alice Cooper and Joe Perry before starring as Gellert Grindelwald in the Warner Brothers Wizarding World films Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them and Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. From 2015 to 2017, Depp was married to actress Amber Heard. Their divorce drew media attention as Heard alleged that Depp had been abusive throughout their relationship. Now, I want y'all to know something. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were married for 2 years. In that divorce, she walked away with a $7 million settlement. She got to the money and cashed out after 2 years of marriage. That's nothing. In 2018, Depp claimed that Heard had abused him before he unsuccessfully sued the publishers of British tabloid The Sun for defamation under English law. In 2022, Depp is similarly suing Heard for defamation in Virginia after she wrote an op-ed saying she was a public victim of domestic violence. Depp describes himself as a victim of cancel culture because what Johnny Depp claims is that after these allegations came about, he no longer got the same opportunities to be in major films. When you think about a lot of the major productions that he was a part of, after his divorce, that no longer happened. So he took her to court to file for defamation, saying that she lied on his character. But then she gave him a countersuit for $100 million, saying that he lied on her character. So this is absolutely nuts. What I'm trying to show you guys from a generational wealth perspective is that even for a man who's gotten to the peak of success in his industry, he has taken a serious pause, all because of his relationships. His success comes across well on camera, but behind closed doors, there's been problems. And I think all of us can relate to that on some level. I think that we all try to present ourselves a certain way in public at our jobs, but behind closed doors, we could find ourselves in peril. So, on today's episode, I really want to talk to you guys about the dangers of building yourself up to a point, going purely off of talent, but not thinking about everything that can cut your run short. Here we're reading about a guy who was known in 2012 as Hollywood's top actor. He's getting on record after being the highest paid actor to say, "My relationship problems stop me from being in major films." This is something that we all need to take away and learn. Now, let me give you guys another article about the trial. I want to give you guys a little bit of details about that because this is messy. It says Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, $100 million lawsuit. Elon Musk, James Franco among celebs to testify. Damn, it seems like Elon Musk is everywhere. Just yesterday, I was doing a show about how this guy had just bought Twitter for $44 billion. Today, we're talking about him being on trial. Now, y'all see, this is a picture of Johnny Depp and his ex-wife from back in the day. And this is what happens to a lot of men. They build themselves up and then they attract certain kinds of women. And then when you know what hits the fan, they end up losing a lot in settlements. So here we see Johnny Depp and his ex-wife at the Grammys, but now we're going to scroll down to find out what's going on in this trial. It says several top-tier celebrities are among the list of names set to testify in the upcoming Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation trial. This article came out last month. The now $100 million lawsuit will feature testimony from actor James Franco, Tesla CEO Elon Musk, and Marvel WandaVision star Paul Bettany, along with representatives from Disney, Warner Brothers, and the Los Angeles Police Department. I want y'all to see how dramatic this is. I'm telling y'all, this trial, it's like a Hollywood movie in itself because they got all of this drama coming out, all of these different people having to testify from all of these different places. Johnny Depp's career has been in jeopardy because there are all of these people entangled in his mess. The upcoming court hearing will be the latest in a very public legal battle of the divorced couple, with both Heard and Depp claiming to be victims of domestic violence. Franco and Musk were brought into the case when Depp, 58, accused both of having an affair with Heard, 35. Now, see, I'm giving y'all this because I'm trying to give you the game on what success looks like for a lot of people. For a lot of guys that get worldly success, they end up getting with a younger woman, but then they could find themselves in drama along the way. So now it's no longer about how well he can act. Now he's caught up in a public domestic case, all based upon allegations. Both people are saying that they didn't do it. And now you see so much of Hollywood is being dragged into this, all on the strength of their toxic relationship. See, here's one thing that you need to know about success. When you go down the path of creating generational wealth, there's a good chance that you'll be more visible, because if you are actually generating wealth, that means there's a lot of people who are trying to pay you. See, if nobody knows you, you're going to be broke. But if you have the type of celebrity status like Johnny Depp has, where millions of people around the world are watching your films, that means situations will transpire where everybody will be in your business. I know a lot of y'all talking about getting to the bag and how you want to be a six-figure earner and a seven-figure earner, but these are all things you need to know. You need to keep in mind that the more money you make, the more likely your success is to be publicly noted. So don't think that you can just do all of this dirt behind closed doors and it won't surface. In this internet world that we are in today, everything is public. That's why we're seeing the trial streaming live on YouTube. Franco and Musk were brought into the case when Depp, 58, accused both of having an affair with Heard, 35 years old. Both Franco and Musk are on Heard's witness list. Bettany, who had several private and disturbing text messages with Depp read in court in 2020, will testify as part of Team Depp. Now, for those of y'all that watch my content, y'all know we never go through the entire article. I'm just giving y'all the key points so that we have enough background so that we can talk about this. In some of the messages which were read aloud during another trial in 2020, Depp and Bettany discuss burning and drowning Heard to see if she is a witch. In one reply, Depp wrote of his ex-wife, "Let's drown her before we burn her." I can't even read this next sentence, y'all. I can't even read the next sentence because I lead a church congregation. I don't want anybody to take these words and run with it and think that it's coming from me. Y'all see it on the screen. All of the skeletons are coming out of the closet. Everything now is on public trial. The text messages are included among Heard's 1,530 item exhibit list. Depp's exhibit list has yet to be released. Now, I know there's a lot of you that say, this will never be me. But if you are pursuing success, you need to know what comes along with it. I guarantee when Johnny Depp was starting his career, he never knew he would be on a public trial that was being streamed on social media in 2022. I promise you he wasn't thinking those thoughts. Everybody thinks that it won't happen to them until it happens to them. This court case, which began in March 2019, is set for a summary judgment motion on March 24. Now, I want y'all to think about how long this is playing out. Think about how long this man has stepped away from blockbuster films, all in the name of being in court, all on the strength of a court case. What if this happens to you? I'm going to give you guys a secret. The more money that you make, the more people are coming after it. The more you're going to find yourself in legal battles, the more trouble that you could find with the IRS, the more wealth that you have, the more you become a target. These are all things that you need to think about before it happens. The court case, which began in March 2019, is set for a summary judgment on March 24. Guys, it's 2022. This man has been in court about this issue since the pandemic popped off. This man has been, Donald Trump was in office in the height of his presidency, back when all this was popping off. These are things that you got to think. The initial court case began when Depp filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit over a Washington Post op-ed penned by her in late 2018 about domestic abuse, all dollars US. Heard attempted to have the suit moved to California and thrown out, but when she couldn't, the Aquaman actress countersued Depp for $100 million. Now, the reason why Johnny Depp made his defamation lawsuit of $50 million is because, as the world's highest paid actor years ago, his argument was that these claims that she made against him was losing him money. He said that her accusations ruined his image in Hollywood. And as a result, people did not want to work with him. Now, whether that's true or not, I'll tell you one thing. I ain't seen no Pirates of the Caribbean level film. I ain't seen no Sleepy Hollow. I ain't seen no Nightmare on Elm Street. I ain't seen no Edward Scissorhands. I damn sure ain't seen no Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. A lot of Johnny Depp's best movies are behind him. So what this man is trying to do is reclaim his image, but he is going through a long and hard dispute in order to do it. So that's what is going on, guys. And I want y'all to notice this is not just happening to one or two people. This is happening to Will Smith. This is happening to Dr. Dre. This is happening to Jesse Williams. There are so many high celebrities popping out left and right talking about how their marriage is leaving them broke. But real quick, I want to take a moment to give a shout out to my brother, the one and only Shoutouts Israel. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it, man. Listen, for those of y'all that are on tonight, we're talking about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Do men need more than money? Now, I know that you're burning that midnight oil, Yasha Allah. I know that you are, so I won't bother you. But something tells me that you got commentary on this topic. Something tells me that whenever I ask the question, do men need more than money to survive their relationships? I feel like you have something to say. And anybody who's got something to say, I'm going to put a link up soon for y'all to get on camera and let me know what you think. I'm asking a serious question. I don't have Johnny Depp type money. I'm going to keep it a buck. I want to know why all of these high ultra net worth figures are being taken to court left and right and losing millions of dollars. Help it make sense as to why all of these men are going through these issues. We talk about Johnny Depp today. We were talking about Elon Musk yesterday. We were talking about Will Smith the day before that. All of these men have been through a divorce. Y'all got to keep in mind, Will Smith had him a life partner before he was with Jada Pinkett. That's where his first, how his first son Trey was born. But why is it that all of these guys know how to be larger than life, but for whatever reason, they are despised at home? I'm going to say this again. Johnny Depp already gave up $7 million during his divorce. Now he's going back to court because she's filed a counterclaim for $100 million. One thing I want us to talk about in this thing is there are keys to attracting women. I want y'all to follow me here. This is all about generational wealth. Trust me. The keys to attracting women include generational wealth. You got to have money. It includes your looks, your money, and your status. These are factors that will initially draw a woman to you. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to comment, oh, but what about personality? Oh, what about character? What about having good morals and good Christian values? Stop the cap. When y'all ladies meet a man for the very first time, you can only go off of what you see. You can only go off of the appearance of how this man presents himself to you. And oftentimes, a lot of women are attracted on first sight to a man either based upon one, their looks, two, their money, or three, their status. For many men, it is a combination of the three. What I'm trying to point out to you guys is that Johnny Depp and Will Smith are two A-list actors that are known by women for having all three in large amounts. But still, in spite of all of that, that can't stop you from getting a divorce. So there must be more that you need that goes into a marriage. That's my thought. I want y'all to leave me a comment and let me know. Clearly, money ain't doing it. Clearly, Hollywood A-list status ain't doing it. A Grammy ain't doing it. An Academy Award ain't doing it. $1 billion ain't doing it. Look at what happened with Kanye. Richest black man on the planet, divorced by Kim Kardashian. Is money enough for men? The reason why I keep posing this question is because on the road to generational wealth, a lot of men convince themselves that if they make more money, their problems will go away. They think they won't have any problems with their family, that they won't have any problems with their friends, that they won't have any problems with their health, but most importantly, that they wouldn't have any problems within their relationships. When you build your wealth, because I always advise you, focus on building yourself up first and then see where you fare after you started to generate $10,000 a month. That's a baseline. But I want you to know, just because you got $10,000 a month now in income doesn't mean you're not going to have problems when it comes to your relationships. As you can see, Johnny Depp, Will Smith, both of them are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And yet and still, that does not stop them from public shame. These two men have been dragged. They've been drugged on camera for the past 2 to 3 years consistently. Because at the end of the day, guys, money can't save you. If you're looking to create generational wealth, one of the things that you may ask yourself is, what do you want to be your legacy? If you decide that you want to get married so that you can have children through wedlock, you got to ask yourself, how do I work my way through this problem? Because clearly money alone ain't doing it. That's what I want us to talk about on tonight's show. I want y'all's comments. Don't be quiet on me tonight, y'all. Give me y'all's thoughts, y'all's feedback. Do men need more than money? And is it possible that some of these guys in the road to maximum wealth, they got so occupied with their career and their fortune that they never thought that they would run into these issues because of money? Was money a mirage for them? Is that the reason why they're going through certain challenges? I want us to have a dialogue. Ladies, chime in. Fellas, chime in. I want to get y'all's thoughts. To me, it is obvious that it takes, you have to have more than money. Real quick, I want to read a scripture to y'all. You know, I'm not going to turn this into a sermon, but y'all know sometimes I get a little bit biblical. I show y'all the church side of things. This is in the book of Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Now, the reason why I bring this verse into this topic is because I want us to talk about the different layers of wealth. See, there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. And one of the things that these celebrities are starting to realize is that who they choose as a spouse can make or break their wealth. Real wealth is when you got somebody riding with you. Real wealth is when you have somebody that is on your team. I'm not talking about somebody that's just with you because the money is good. I'm talking about somebody that's really in your corner. And as you go on this journey to creating generational wealth, I'm going to warn you, one of the hardest obstacles when you get to the money is having people who love you for you. It is very hard to determine who is amongst you because they care about you versus who is in your presence because of what you can give to them. Guys, I'm not the richest man in the world, but I know a little bit about this subject. Let me tell you guys about one of the hardest moments of my life. Now, years ago, I used to be in an extremely prominent leadership position. Thousands of people would give me all this praise. And something happened to where I parted ways. And without going into too much detail, I was so shocked because during this moment where I thought, oh man, I've got all of these friends. Surely, if something happens to me, they're going to examine my character and they're going to think about my reputation before passing judgment in a situation. And do y'all know what happened? When I lost my status, I lost a lot of my so-called friendships with it. That was a very hard and sobering moment where I realized you don't have a lot of friends, Uzziah. You may think that you do, but a lot of people only mess with you because you have this high status and notoriety. Once you lose that, you're going to lose a lot of the people who respected your name. This is the way of the world. Some of y'all have been through this before yourselves, haven't you? Haven't you been in a relationship in the past where you were making good money and everybody wanted you? Then you lost your job and you couldn't find a friend. You found yourself in situations where beautiful women wanted to be able to get a piece of the action, but now that money slowed up, wouldn't give you the time of day. It happens, fellas. I'm warning you, one of the hardest obstacles when you get to the money is dealing with the challenges of people who only want something from you. It becomes very lonely at the top because you don't feel like you have real friends. You feel like everybody's out to get something. And you always have a sense of paranoia that, man, if I let my guard down, this person will want to get one over and it will get the best of me. That's the reason why some of these celebrities make a lot of money, but they're not happy. Some of these guys have had legendary careers, but they do not find fulfillment. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. And what I'm trying to do in this podcast is show you the factors that creates true wealth so that way you don't spend all your life chasing a dollar, thinking that's all that matters. Guys, the reason why a dollar matters is so that you can have the option of creating great moments. It's not just about the dollar itself. I have a son. I want my money to be used as an option to open up doors in his life that could not be afforded to me when I was a young child. I'm not here just to count money, I'm here to empower others. So when we think about what true wealth is, I want you to consider these 6 factors. The first sign of real wealth is that you have peace of mind. I know that there are millions of dollars that Will Smith and Johnny Depp would gladly pay to make all of their stress go away. How many of y'all want to bet? How many of y'all want to bet that Johnny Depp would be willing to pay a certain amount of money so that all of his dirty laundry wouldn't be aired out for the world? How many of y'all are willing to bet that Will would pay a certain amount of money to undo some of his mistakes? The first sign of true wealth is peace of mind. And guys, that's not something that requires money. Now, let me give you guys a flip side of this. I know it's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself, but some of you guys are facing a lot of stress because you don't have the right money. And as a result, you don't have peace of mind. What you have to do is you got to see what side of the coin you want to be on. Are you going to be someone who lives fairly minimally, where money is not as much of a factor? Or do you want to be a person who has an extraordinary lifestyle, and having the right money to fund it will give you peace of mind to do the things that you want? You can find peace of mind through either way if you're focused on it. But just making money alone does not guarantee that you'll have peace of mind. You're going to have to design that in a very particular way. So one person is like, let's say a monk, right? Out in Tibet somewhere. They're not focused on material goods, but they will live in a life of quietude that works for them, and they keep their focus on peace of mind. Then you have other people who are making $10,000 a month or more through passive income and never have to work again. The money that they get on a residual basis that they use to do the things that they really want to do with their life gives them peace of mind. So you got to decide what kind of person you want to be. You know, for a lot of us that are living in America, you're going to default to the second kind of person. But I want us to be clear. Peace of mind and wealth can be correlated, but they're not the same. It's not causative. You have to find one outside of the other. The second thing that gives true wealth: good health. You could have all the money in the world, but you don't want to be the richest man in the graveyard. Think about if you had so much money that you couldn't even afford to use it because you spend all your days in a hospital bed. Do you really think that you would care that much about money then? See, money only becomes beneficial when you're able to use it in the right place. Make sure, see, this is the reason why I have the Generational Wealth podcast, because do you know what happens to most people? Most people spend their adult life wasting the prime of their health while working at a job that makes them miserable. They'll work at the job until their retirement age, and then when they retire, they only have a few years left to live. What kind of life is it for you to spend 90% of it hating your existence, only to say, well, once I'm in my retirement years, that's when I'm going to have fun. But what if your retirement years are short lived? What if you can't wait to spend money until you're sitting in a wheelchair? How much wealth is that? See, true wealth, at least the wealth that I like, is being in a young age, making the decisions I want to make right now in my life. So if I buy a house, I don't have to wait until I'm 60 or 70 to enjoy the house. I have the finances to buy the house that I want right now while I'm young enough to enjoy it. I'm young enough to build a family. I'm young enough to go outside and work out. I'm young enough to enjoy all of this, hopefully for years to come. So, my point is, there are so many people that are not doing this properly and hustling backwards because you sacrifice so many years of your life hoping that one day you'll be able to enjoy the money. And then your health comes at the expense of making a dollar. I'm trying to show you guys how you can pursue your calling and monetize on it in a way to where you could have generational wealth. So that way your career doesn't stress you out. So that way you are young enough to enjoy the fruits of your labor. The third thing that is really important is loving family. Okay. Having close family members by you. And not everybody has this. I felt like I had to make my own family to some degree in order to really tap into this kind of wealth. I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. I got family members that I love. I'd hop in front of a bullet for, but you know one thing? Nothing puts a smile on my face like seeing my son. That's a totally different kind of wealth that money can't buy. And I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I remember the exact day where my assets on my balance sheet said $1 million. I was not happier then than how I was to hold my son for the very first time. Just a different feeling. Again, it's not for everybody, but I'm trying to get you guys to think along different lines outside of money so that if you build up your career, you have these things to tap into when the going gets hard. See, if Johnny Depp built a career and said, well, I'm only going to look for monetary wealth in this life, right now things can be hard because if his career is put on pause and he's spending all of this money going in and out of court for years, that can really weigh on his psyche. I mean, you could visibly see the man is shook up. You could visibly see he's stressed out. This is really taking a toll on both of their mental health. So, in these moments where money is not enough, that's when you're going to desire peace of mind. You're going to desire good health. You're going to want people around you that speak good things into your existence. And the next thing that goes right along with that great family is a great inner circle, period. See, by you having a great inner circle, this is a team of people that support your vision. A lot of times you can go through life with people that want to take away from your vision. Some people may be jealous of the vision that you have, but having the right team around you is your wealth. Guys, y'all know they talk about this in the world of personal finance. Your network is your net worth. So even when we talk about monetary wealth, your circle matters. Your circle is going to dictate how you feel a lot of the time, because guess where most of our problems stem from? social interactions. When you think about a lot of the stress that you've gone through in your life, I promise you, you can think about another person. And that's the reason why true wealth is you having an environment that's built around your peace. There's no way you can have peace of mind if you have a circle that's constantly chewing away at your sanity. Number six, following your vision, following your passion. Guys, I can't tell you the difference between working at a dead end job versus doing what you love and getting paid for it. It's a totally different life. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm sure that there are people that make more money than I do, but some of those people make their money in ways that I do not envy whatsoever. You got certain people that wake up at 4 a.m. every single day to go to Wall Street, all to do something that they don't even like to do. They just do it because it makes money. They'll spend all day in the office, get on the subway late at night, back at home by 2 a.m., got to wake up at 4 a.m. to do it all over again. No cap. There's no happiness that can come from that. Not unless that's truly your obsession. Not unless you're the Wolf of Wall Street. Following your passion gives a lot of wealth. For me to be able to build my business around educating a community of people and changing lives, that's real wealth for me. Because even without making money, all of these videos can have impact in changing the world. I get wealth from people leaving comments and saying, hey, I really enjoyed this video. It really helped me out. Thank you. Hey, this helped me in my marriage. This helped me in my finances. This helped me turn my life upside down. That feeling that you're actually making a difference by walking according to your calling and your passion, that is real wealth. I would rather make $50,000 a year following my passion than make $100,000 working at a job that makes me depressed every single day. You guys got to realize, man, your life is short. And the reality is, you're going to spend the majority of your life at work. So you better choose something that you love to do. You know the expression, do what you love, and you've never worked a day in your life. That's where true wealth comes from. Number six, great experiences. Guys, it's not about the money. It's about the options that money can bring. We have this generational wealth podcast so that you can have the option of getting your parents out of work. We do this generational wealth podcast so you can have the option of taking your family on vacation. Some of you guys might be going through a divorce because you ain't been on a vacation in 15 plus years. And while some of you may think, well, you know what, I don't have to take you on no vacation at all in order for you to be my wife, the reality is you doing nice things can definitely help in the relationship. I'm not saying to trick off your money. I'm not saying to simp. What I'm saying is you can do with your money what you will. But if you have no money, you can't do anything. You can't do any hobby if you wanted to. And that's the reason why we do these shows, guys. So there's three things that I really want you to know. And I'm going to give a little bit of background on this before I begin. Success is half personal, half professional. It's not enough that you're just talented. You have to have strong personal development because a lot of people are known for their talent, but they will only stay as relevant as their character. Think about Antonio Brown. Think about his talent and what the media talks about regarding his character. Think about Johnny Depp, larger than life Hollywood celebrity. He's at a crossroads right now based upon his personal life. A lot of people are known for their talent, but talent won't keep you at the top. Your character will. And this is the reason why, guys, y'all got to know how to read people. You have to have a good judge of character, because it's not enough that you have good character alone. Everybody around you better have good character. Otherwise, they will rob and steal from you. Think about this. Look at all these different celebrities that you see. The reason why we go over this is so that way we could have clear public info that everybody sees. Everybody knows. I can't take your personal drama and air it out. So we got to look at these celebrities and say, see, these are the problems that people really be going through behind closed doors. And if you remember, I did an episode a couple days ago where I was talking about start stops. Think about how this applies to Johnny Depp. Because of everything that he's going on right now, amidst this $100 million lawsuit, a lot of his business ventures have been put on hold. So you've got to know how to read people and have a good judge of character. Otherwise, they will sabotage your run. You got to understand that even when you look at these different Hollywood celebrities, they may be known for having tremendous talent, but their personal demons are getting the best of them. Think about Johnny Depp on trial having these different recordings play. Don't y'all realize that this now sheds a different light on how he conducts himself behind the scenes? All of his skeletons coming out of the closet. Talent won't keep you at the top. In fact, that's the whole reason why Johnny Depp is taking her to trial, because his talent got him to being one of the greatest actors in Hollywood. But the accusations that were made about his character stopped him. I always tell you guys to focus on character. But then whenever I tell you all that, it always goes in one ear and out the other, because it's not as sexy as talking about the bag. Everybody want to talk about crypto. Everybody want to talk about real estate. What you need to be talking about is all of these investments mean absolutely nothing if my character will sabotage my success. You got to make sure that you don't get in your own way. Have you ever met somebody that gets in their own way a lot? Maybe you know somebody that has a great personality and a great heart deep down inside, but at every turn they're causing problems for themselves. You don't want to be your own worst enemy. And when you look at these different situations, you see people with talent, creativity, skill, genius, but the thing that always puts them in the news is a character decision that they made. And guess what, guys? These are moments that they will have to live with for the rest of their life. A lot of these big time celebrities get in scandals. It just happens. It comes with the territory. As you become more successful, it is far more likely that you will find yourself in some kind of drama. You will find yourself in some type of tabloid, in some type of scandalous situation. You got to know how to be able to work through it. You have to know how to prevent it. That's why you need to focus not only on your professional development, but also your personal development. This is the reason why one of the best books to help on the road to generational wealth is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Some of you guys are very skilled at your craft, but because you don't know how to talk to people at all, it stops you from getting business. because at the end of the day, people are going to pay you. You have to know how to communicate with other people, guys. But if your personality and your vibe is always turning people away, it's going to cause problems, problems, problems. Last but not least, you've got to have a why that's bigger than your problems. Otherwise, you will not be willing to go through this. Think about how much Johnny Depp is going through in this public trial. A lot of you guys don't want to deal with the setbacks that comes with success. You don't want to deal with the rejections, the heartbreaks, the failures, the lawsuits, the lies. That's all a part of it. Think about how many companies and wealthy people find themselves in these different kinds of situations. Y'all notice on YouTube, for every person that's out there, there's 10 billion haters speaking down on their name. It comes with the territory. So if you just want to do something just for fun and you're not really driven by it, all of the difficulties that come along with creating generational wealth is going to stop you dead in your tracks. The only way that you're going to get the success to bring the generational wealth is if you have a why and an obsession in your calling that goes far deeper than any problems that you will face. Elon Musk goes through a lot of problems. His obsession is bigger. Will Smith is going through a lot of problems. He's had enough drive to stay in Hollywood. You got to have a why that's bigger than yourself. Otherwise, when hard times come, it's going to stop you where you are. We got to know these are all important points when creating generational wealth, because success happens over time. Don't think that success is a straight line. It's going to be a lot of this. A lot of ups and downs. Trust me, before you get to $1 million, mark my words, I'm speaking from experience. Before you make your first $1 million, you should expect to have 1 to 2 close loved ones turn their back on you. You should expect 1 to 2 betrayals. You should expect to go through a long period of time where you are misunderstood. Not everybody is on the same path that you are on. So don't be surprised when people misinterpret why you're not spending enough time out at the parties and spending more time getting locked in on your business. All of this comes with success. I cannot state this enough. One thing that a lot of people don't get is why I spend so much time talking about the problems of success. The reason why I spend more time talking about the problems than I do the upsides is because you already dream about the upsides enough. What you don't envision is the things that can stop you from living your dream. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to have great health. Everybody wants to be loved and feel appreciated. But what people do not consider is all of the pains and drama that can come before you get there. And if you love your vision most, think about that and resolve to work through that before it happens. You always need to imagine what can happen so that way you have a plan B to work through it. Okay, guys? So hopefully you got a lot of good gems out of this podcast for tonight. Let me know what y'all think. Listen, if you guys really got a lot of value, please make sure that you tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Do me this favor, y'all. Your donations and your contributions go an extremely long way towards growing this channel. I'm always trying to put back into this show. I'm always trying to make it bigger and better, but I can't do it without your help. Okay, I've got my team on board. Right now, we're working on some amazing things. Help us so that we can help give you bigger and better content. All you got to do is do a super chat. For those of you that like using Cash App or PayPal, All you got to do is click the links directly below. You'll see the information scrolling at the bottom of this screen. Even if you're watching this podcast after the live stream is over, you can still donate by clicking the links in the description below. Okay. So now I'm going to check to see if any of y'all want to come up just real quick. And while we do that, I also want to remind you guys that one of the biggest keys to generational wealth is making sure that you have the right protection for your family. If you were to pass away, and God forbid that that happens, you need some way to be able to pass down your wealth for future generations. Now, I know some of you are saying, but Uzziah, I don't have wealth. That doesn't apply to me. That's wrong. You can provide your family with wealth through life insurance. There are life insurance policies that only for the amount of money that you would spend going and ordering fast food, that can protect your family over the next 10 years. I want you guys to reach out to see how I can help you and your households, okay? I don't just talk on here for fun. I'm also a licensed insurance agent. So if you guys want to know how to set up insurance to provide protection for you and your family in the event of an emergency, then please feel free to reach out. Okay. I just put my information in the comments below. You'll see it on the screen. Reach out and we can sit down and take some time to figure this out for you. Okay. So lastly, guys, if you enjoyed this content, once again, please make sure that you smash that like button. But if you want even better free content, make sure that you check out my free book, The How to Succeed Survival Guide. I got it here. It's just for you so y'all can see it. The How to Succeed Survival Guide. In this book, I showed you how I paid off over $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from college, went to Baylor University, and I want to show you guys the steps that I took to retire from corporate America in my mid-20s, okay? All you got to do is click that link, and when you do it, just put in your name, your address, tell me where to send it, and then it is yours. And I love what you said right there, Aaron. I see you soaking up these gems. You said character over talent. Absolutely. Because you know one reason why that's true? You need to continually have enough character in order to bring the talents out of you. See, you can have talent, but if your character is off, your talent will be hidden. You might go through certain situations. You might be in your feelings and decide that you don't even want to do your talent anymore. Character is what will make you work hard. Talent is only as good as your work ethic, and your work ethic is built around character. So very good point. Glad you enjoyed the podcast tonight, King. Thank y'all for tapping in. Listen, man, we out of here. If you want to get with me on a one-on-one private session, all you got to do is click the link in the comments below. This is for you guys that are looking for help with your financial goals. This is for those of you guys that are looking to start or grow your business. If you have anything that you need, reach out and I will set up time with you to meet for an hour where we can work this out. Once you click the link, it has my time already available on the calendar. All you got to do is pick the slot that works best for you, and I'll see you then. Okay, so thank you so much for tapping in with me. Guys, please make sure that once again, you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and make sure that you share this podcast with a friend. Don't keep this a secret. Be your brother's keeper. There are a lot of people that are looking for the secrets to success. I love y'all, and I wish y'all all the best. Stay out of trouble. Learn from other people's mistakes. And if you do that, that'll take you one step closer to generational wealth. I'll see y'all on the next show. Until next time.